you wanted was some peace of mind. At the end of your days, you just need to unwind. Showing compassion is part of your plan. That is who you are. Everyone wants it and everyone tries. Some of us get it, but some of us die. Some they reach out to the stars in the sky. Some of us really fly. Too many souls get lost out at sea. Dumbfounded dreams, what we used to be. Remember your first love, remember it well. Remember well, Michelle. This is my last waltz, last chance, last time, last dance, last walk forward into the night. Sometimes I feel you know it's real. Love with all your heart. This is my
Neat.
last
Yeah.
waltz, my last dance, my last walk with you. And I must remember the little things about you, Michelle. Oceans of happiness, oceans apart, moving in circles away from the dark. And nobody knows that light inside your eyes. But when I look at you now, what do I see?
I'm gonna let it all play.
Sometimes I tell myself that I don't know. When I saw you tonight, I couldn't believe my eyes. Remember the time when the world was on fire? Caught in the rapids, it quenched your desire. Look at you now, racing those rapids on high. But when you look at me now, what do you see? Will you tell me your dreams, Michelle? 'Cause all that I'm knowing is you walk alone in the light. This is my last waltz, my last dance, my last walk with you. And I must remember the little things about you. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. About you, Michelle. The little things about you, Michelle. About you, Michelle.
Happy Sunday. Just let me get set up. Share the song out. How's it going, Kiki? Welcome in, sweetie. Oh, hey, I just sat down to check in and poof. Oh, wow. Poof. Sounds like my hair. Poof. Poof ball. Right on, sweetie. Meeps. We're lucky to know Meeps. I know. Michelle. Rapids. Yeah. I was going to use the surfboard emoji. Rapids. I was just thinking how Meeps put that song out April 24th, 2 years ago, and how when spring came this year and summer, I was so sure this is it, right? I'm gonna be able to film the video that I want to film that goes with that, and it's like, whoa, no, I was not able to manifest the right conditions to make the video. Yeah. Anyways, first card up, Amitié, friendship, card number 13. We find rubies in rapids. Rapid rubies. Rubies. Ruby slipper. Kenny Rogers, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Remember that song, Kenny Rogers? Ruby, don't take your love to town. Okay, and the first card up. Bonjour, Amber. How's it going, Amber Lachelle? Welcome in, sweetie. First card up was number 13, Amitié, friendship. And the second is apple tree, abundance. Card number 2. Hey, Blue. Kismet Cat Newman, gee, I just responded to your messages. Was poking into the community with huge keys. I'm a Ruby, Leo, rare. Roar, yes, I remember. You told me that last month. We talked about that. Just gonna go check really quick. He's too curious. Oh, a gingerbread. Yeah, that makes sense. No wonder. I wasn't sure if it was cake or if it was cookie. No wonder, because it's gingerbread. Right on. Okay. Emeralds, Amber. Yeah, I even held up the emerald earlier. Why breath is so important. No kidding, eh? Okay, I'm going to get into this card. Card number 2. How you guys been sleeping? What's up? What's new, guys? Number 2, apple tree, abundance. In ancient mythology, the apple tree is considered to be one of the most sacred trees, in spite of it mistakenly being cast as the forbidden fruit in the biblical story. I don't think it was mistakenly cast. I think it was on purpose. I even saw somebody wrote the other day how women are wicked, and it's just like, whoa, are you ever going to let that go? Because that was an implanted program, buddy. Since ancient times, it's been known as the tree of love due to its association with the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Shout out Aphrodite Rose Starfire, Shannon 222. In another tale, Gaia, the earth goddess, gave Hera, the supreme goddess, an apple tree when she married Zeus. In Celtic lore, attributes of purity, integrity, beauty, and generosity were afforded to the apple tree and the branches. Flowers and fruits were viewed as a symbol of motherhood. The apple tree lovingly surrenders its offsprings to humans, animals, and the land, innately knowing that many of its seeds will eventually end up producing more apple trees in a perpetual cycle of reciprocity and true abundance. Another way of describing this natural phenomenon is that it gives love and it receives love physically and spiritually. The message. You learned long ago to attribute abundance and prosperity to having lots of money and material possessions, yet true abundance has very little to do with money and possessions. Due to the poverty mentality embedded in our consciousness long ago, we came to believe that we didn't deserve or have the right to live a life of abundance. To experience abundance, first fully and consistently acknowledge that spirit and only spirit is the true source of your substance, supplies, and support. Affirm this by repeating a few times. I now fully accept that spirit is and will always be the true source of my abundance. After each statement, take a pause, take a breath, and take note of how you feel. Apply the principle of reciprocity as much as you possibly can, which means working in harmony with the principle of giving and receiving. To do this, begin daily practice of giving what you would like to receive. To create money, you donate, you gift, and you share with people in need with no expectations of payback. Give your love to others again and again with no expectation of anything in return. Express your compassion to all beings through words and actions. Start every day by listing things you're grateful for, whether in a journal out loud or just in your mind. But listen closely to the guidance you receive and notice how abundance does begin to flow in both ways. That's important. That's important. I feel like I have like a cat hair or something. Amber Lachelle, it's a hopeful Sunday. Roar, that's beautiful. I like the word hope. Many people say that, hope is not important. You just have to have faith. And I stand by the fact that you need to keep hope, because if you lose your hope and your faith, how do you get back to your faith if you have no hope, right? You need the hope to keep the faith, if that makes any sense, right? It's important. Kismet, we aren't the ones with the Adam's apple stuck in our throats. Adam's apple. Adam's family. So many sinks and stuff. I know that there's a new series or whatever with Wednesday in it, but it's more like the older Adam's family stuff that's syncing up and coming up and popping up for me right now. Wolf Dude 1, it's been hell, Mama Bear. I don't even have COVID. I'm being forced to stay home. What do you mean, Wolf Dude? Can you explain what you mean? Do other people that you had contact with have COVID and you have to stay home? Because that's not even happening in Ontario anymore, right? So I'm not sure what you mean, dude. Kismet can cut an apple in half and it has a star pattern from the seeds, seen as the morning star Venus fruit. I'm really not crazy about apples. Like, I like them, but I don't love them. And I actually prefer cooked apples to raw apples. Kismet, an apple a day keeps Dr. Morrow away. Zodiac animals, what is law? No spilled blood. Gosh, I should not chew as I'm on screen. Sorry guys, that must sound like really weird. It's just like that one little piece of small tempting icing on the glass. Roar, Amber. Apple juice helped me get better quick last week, the vitamin C. Right on, sweetie. I do tend to like apple juice. I just don't really get it very often anymore. How are you feeling this week, Amber? Do you feel like you've come back like to yourself? And weird question, but do you feel taller? Does anybody else feel taller? I specifically ask when somebody comes out of being sick or feeling sick or having to, rest more. Once that rest period is kind of over and coming back to self, is anyone feeling taller? Kiki, chai and spiced cider? Oh, roar. You know what? Cider, I don't think I've ever bought a cider for myself. Like, no joke. I've only ever had that other places. And I was thinking the other day how next time I go to the grocery store, I want to grab a jug. Kismet, you get what I mean, eh? Yes, juice pie and sauce is the only way I can eat apples too. Same usually. I just don't enjoy them. But it depends, right? Like, there's a freshness to apples as well. COVID. Okay, Wolf Dude 1 explains, one of the tenants at my care home has COVID, but everyone else does not. And instead of only keeping the one COVID patient in quarantine who do not have COVID, we're not allowed to go out for drives. That's whacked. Again, like I said, in Ontario, people, you know what I mean? Like, it's just to the point where it's shocking, because last week, last week, I spoke to somebody local and she mentioned how many kids in the class were sick, that it wasn't even specifically always COVID, and that just life is just going on the way that it used to, type of thing. Nobody's, quarantining and all this stuff the same way. And I was like, how does that even make sense? If like last year, they shut down the whole fucking school for one kid being sick, now 12, like 10 to 12 are sick in each classroom, and it's like not a big deal anymore. Like, what the heck, right? Like the mind stuff of this is just whoa. Like, Amber, yeah, it took Monday to Friday, not so much taller but lighter, less dense. Boom. Yes, same. Yeah, for me, I had like I had, say it like it is, like I had an as above, so below purge on the 22nd. I slept for over, you know what I mean? Like I slept almost like a day and a half in a row. And, but when I came out of that feeling, like feeling taller, but feeling way less dense, feeling like, because I don't weigh myself, and I have purposefully and just allowed myself to gain weight since August. Um, and so it felt like, oh my God, like did half of it like just go, like, cause I just don't feel as heavy. Amber, I like crackers dipped in applesauce. Raw, right on. Kismet, it's the acid that gets to my tummy if I don't cook them a bit. Kismet says, Wolf dude, my youngest went through that. It sucks. Sending extra love in your direction. Yeah. I would just take it more as just, I can't smoke more than joints on the property, and now I'm not allowed over to my neighbors. The only safe haven I had left. Dude, there's a part, just accept it for what it is, right? Accept it for what it is. The surrender part, right? And allow for it to do what it has to do. The divine intervention of, why we're not, able or allowed or supposed to be with other people, when we're in it, it can be like, what the fuck? And you're taking it personally, dude, right? But if you step out of the equation, like even now, go into a meditative state, trance out, get rid of the stress, get rid of feeling what you're feeling, and try to see it from the, above point of view, right? You don't know right now, but you will at some point, right? Could be as soon as tomorrow you'll know, or it could be next week. It might be in a year you understand why this had to happen this way. But if you're in a full surrender path, you have to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly as it's in your reality to be able to pivot out of it faster, right? So the ultimate trust of, if you actually believe you are where you're meant to be at all times, whether it sucks balls or not, then there's a higher purpose to this, right? So you might never know that if you had been allowed to go out yesterday, Wolf dude, you would have got hit by a bus. It would have put you in the hospital, right? You don't get to see that part, but can inside of you believe, right? And then there's also a whole other perspective of, certain people have to speak up for their fucking rights at some point. Is this what you're being guided to do, right? Me cannot knows. But at some point, only you can know. But the acceptance, the surrender, and we have to stop taking stuff personally. What's the greater good, right? What's the greater good? Could you be completely being like redirected so you're only allowed to smoke a few joints a day, Wolf dude? Like, are you in resistance to your higher self and what it's asking you to do for your body? So it's like, guess what? Divine intervention's gonna make it that you can't do what you used to do every day, because you have to stop your routine, right? The card detox purification came up last week. If people are not going to make the steps to take care of their body, the fucking universe is going to make it for us, right? If we don't change our routines, the universe is changing it for us. And this seems so amazing when we think of it for everybody else, right? When you think of divine interventions going to go help somebody who's bypassing in China, it's like, wee, good, go divine intervention, go. But then when it happens to me, you know what I mean, or you, it's the same thing, right? Why is certain things happening? What's the higher perspective when you're not angry about it? Because you got to take your emotion out of it, right? Anyways, that was a long freaking ramble. Take what resonates, leaves the rest, but yeah, Amber, doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem fair, but like again, what's the highest perspective for the greater good of the all? If you live in a building with other people, you don't get to choose the same way as if you were in a house what you get to do, right? So this as well is like your future, what you want for yourself is to not be in a building where there's other humans that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like here. It doesn't matter if me and Lily Rose are awake half the fucking night all the time. We live in a building where someone lives upstairs and he works a normal fucking job, right? Yeah, I could be a fucking cunt and say, I pay for this apartment. I'm going to play the drums all fucking night. I'm going to sing all night if I want to. I deserve to sing all night if I want to. But why the fuck would I put my dude upstairs through that? It's fucking ignorant. I know I like singing and cooking and jumping up and down all night long. I know this much is true for myself. But right now, I'm in a paradigm where I can't be exactly what I want to be at all times, jumping around, screaming if I want to at 2 o'clock in the morning, because I took this choice and the honor and respect for the greater good of the all, right? Who does it serve in the long run if me and Lily act the way we want and we don't have a harmonious relationship with somebody upstairs? It doesn't serve a greater good. It would serve my ego to say, fuck you, everybody's going to listen to Metallica at 3 a.m. because I want to, right? This is like a practice as well. It seems that if we were in a community with people with like minds, that everybody would just get along. That's bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It's even harder to get along with people who have boundaries and who are sovereign if they're running on ego and not putting aside everything for the greater good at some point. Know what I'm saying? I'll have this illusion that if everybody that was almost the same lived all together, everybody'd be sitting there smoking joints and it'd be so easy all the time. But no, you know, there is harmony to be had for all. Kismet says today she has a hard time being quarantined for bed bugs to protect other patients and employees from the spread. Yeah. Exactly, Kismet. Thank you. Humanity still doesn't understand. It's the negative thoughts that get us sick, not other humans from micro to human to animal. Exactly. If people actually believed in this whole COVID shit show for real, then animals, you know what I mean? Everything is affected. You can't go in a grocery store, have a mask, and people touch stuff, and you grab something that somebody else, right? Yes, Kismet, acceptance. It flows it through faster. Energy is blocked. Float out. Amber, the sickness caused an involuntary fasting, lol. I'm sure that's a part of it. There's always a reason. Kiki asks, Wolf Dude, if you can get a gummy. And Wolf Dude, do you see what your answer is, though? No, unfortunately, Kiki, I would for a gummy. I'm not even going to repeat that because words matter, right? What you're putting out into the universe unconsciously by just writing that down is coming back to you, Wolf Dude. So if every day you say that or you think that expression, what you just wrote, that's a common expression, I'd kill for that, I'd die for that, right? I'm so happy I could die. All these things come back to us. They do, Wolf Dude, right? Words matter. Kiki says, totally, Amber. The purging happens when it's needed, not always when it's wanted, though. Yup. That's why I believe, like, right, people who fast, beautiful. But guess what? When your body decides it's time to fast, it don't matter how many fucking fasts you did all year long. The one time when your body chooses, it's going to do it for you, with you, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's beautiful. Blue shares a link. When I can't medicate, I use this link. It helps. Kiki, sticking out our tongue, letting out stuck energy, allowing the light and love to fill back the dark places as you breathe back in. Yup. Screaming. If you have a car, put the music on high. Scream, right? Scream into the pillow. Allow for the throat chakra too. Boom. Kismet. So what if Creator said, these people need help, but the only way for you to is for you to go without for a few minutes. Can you do it? Boom. Exactly. Thank you, Blue. Yes, Wolf Dude. Help me source. Help me surrender. Exactly. It ain't easy being cheesy, Wolf Dude. It ain't easy fucking being in surrender. That's why it's easier to resist. It's easier to keep going. You know what I mean? It is. Because full surrender, you don't get to pick and choose. You surrender to the now all the time. Right? That doesn't mean you don't manifest better and better doesn't flow, but the acceptance is the only way through. Boom, Kismet. Sometimes our path is made bumpy to make those with the treacherous path easier. As Sesame sees you down there, dude, I'm still, you know how I am sometimes. I'm late in the chat. Kismet, surrender to the pain, the difficulty, because you've had it better at one time. Embrace that one time to get through it to benefit others. Kismet, so if we could all give $1 for world peace, we would. But take a bad day for world peace and we bite and scratch and spit. Just accept it. True that. And Kismet says, Wolf, try placebo. I see it more as like, again, like, if you're meant to stand up for something, then you must know that, Wolf Dude. But otherwise, again, like I said, in a building with other people, there is a greater good to be had. And it's like, you know what I mean? If you get like 5 days where it's like 5 days, I can't go out, I can't do anything. So just fucking play video games, right? Sleep, rest. Do the stuff that you got to catch up on. When's the last time you created something, right, Wolf Dude? When's the last time you colored or manifested something? Are you writing, right? The times where I was stripped of my YouTube channel, it happened 2 times. And it happened 2 times where I was really talking a lot and I needed it, right? And guess what? Boof, 7 days off. And it's like, what? I was just like, boom, flowing, consistent. I need this. I want this. And I was like, no, you don't get it right now. 7 days. It's like, okay, how do you redirect for 7 days, right? How do you redirect your energy into something different? Because the redirection amplifies. Like for me also, in those times where I was consistently streaming, a part of me was like, why the fuck am I doing this every day, right? Why am I doing this every day? Do I really have to keep doing this and doing it and doing it and doing it? And then it got taken away twice in like a span of like 6 to 8 months. And in both those 7 days, it was like, yeah, I really do love what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't kind of always understand why this is part of my purpose and mission, but I love it. If it's taken away from me, I know I want it back, right? Know what I'm saying? So what you said earlier about your friend being your only safe haven, the safe spot, well, if you actually spend your time in your body alone the way that you can, is it really your safe spot in the first place you're going to want to go when you can go out, right? And you act as if you can't go out, but shit, you still got the internet. You can talk to anybody you fucking want across the world, wolf dude, right? Spend the next days investing. Who haven't I talked to in a little while? Reach out and fucking text, right? Open mind of like, how can this serve you? Love you, dude. SS. I was gonna fast, and then my roomie's food stamps came in. Hello, good people. Hey, SS. How's it going, eh? Amber, I love that idea of sticking out your tongue, but then accepting it from a place of love. Same, SS. When I suffer, I always get some sort of new strength from it. Yes, me too. Yep. Exactly, Kismet. Yep. With every loss, we actually have a gain. It reminds me of the movie Jacob's Ladder. Yeah. Kismet says the doctor explains that maybe angels are called demons because they disrobe you of the ugly. Exactly. We become attached to that ugly and we fight it being removed. Exactly. People are addicted to their pain. They'd rather say, everybody doesn't like me than try to make a friend. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Or rather say I'm a lone wolf, nobody would accept me how I am. But if you don't show up for anybody, how can I accept you for who you are if you won't show yourself to me? Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that double-edged sword. Okay, so you're right. You right? People don't accept you how you are, but you didn't show up to give anybody the gift of choosing to unwrap you and love you as you are, right? If that makes any sense at all, the way I'm saying it. Hey, Nita. How's it going, sweetie? Excuse me. Babylon for 3333. Kismet, I found my best tool is the toddler's why. Asking myself why until I can't anymore, aka acceptance, or the God perspective I use for forgiveness. Yeah, the toddler's why, until that runs its course. Yeah. Yes, Kismet. At some point, you do have to play the Pollyanna positivity game. You find the positive wherever you look, and you'll find the good things. Exactly. Exactly. Pollyanna positivity. Yep. Where you're such a fucking ray of sunshine that, like, a bird shits in your face and you tell yourself other people pay for this, right? In other countries or at a spa, people are doing a mud bath right now. There's poop in that mud. Technically, no, they're using fancy mud, but you know what I'm saying, right? Just make it better as it's happening. Anita, I'm okay. Haven't slept yet. Just wanted to say a quick hi before you lay down. Roar, thanks, sweetie. Yes, that says Kismet. You have to look for the positive. It does help. Yeah. And you can make up stuff from the worst thing. You know what I mean? For real. Kismet says actions speak louder than words. We can talk about what we want all day or we can make it happen. Exactly. And so, at this point where we're at, there, the flow, right? Flow. The flow somewhere into something tangible. Kiki says, have amazing dreams tonight. Yes, Anita. It's morning, but yes, I will. Yeah. SS says, never play victim. SS, I would switch that to allow yourself to feel that, to empower yourself as to never be the victim, because that feeling has to be felt. You can't bypass and pretend that it doesn't, like, right? bad, really shitty things are happening to really good fucking people right now, right? Like the space between is so huge. So, some days I'm slammed. Mama Bear slammed inside of me with what's happening to some of my people, guys. Right? It fucking makes no fucking sense. And it's huge. So, the whole, like, anyways, I'm gonna just, whew. Geese Kiki? Kismet SS, it does help. I've played it in my entire life. And yeah, I irritate people, but I'm not playing the victim pool, let alone make it a vacay of it. Yeah. Kismet says, I slept all last week. Now this week I'm buzzing all over the place, getting things finished. There's a huge shift. I don't know what Anita, the animals all over the farms behind me were upset all night. Even the horses were going off, and I couldn't sleep either. Something felt off. Yeah. I don't have the words, sweetie. To be or not to be. Yes, Amber, that's beautiful, sweetie. At the end of the day, a loss is still a win because you've lived, and that's always a win. Blue confirms. So Anita's in Australia saying the farm animals. And then Kismet is in Michigan in the States saying, yeah, at 3 a.m., Anita, the animals over here too. Big energy's been coming in. Yes, it's radical. Anita, has anyone heard about the animals walking in circles? I have, but I'm never seeing any confirmation. Like I can't find any more. I'm seeing just the random posts, but I'm not getting the information, like more validation or information. It's like there's the sighting of certain things, but then there's no right. So I don't know. And says even people have been seen walking in a circle and then just dropping dead. Like what the fuck? I haven't heard about the people, and the only thing is the sheep in China. Kiki neck aches. Anita says mainly the sheep turning in circles. Yeah.
That sounds like something straight out of Miss Peregrine's Home Run
Huh.
or just really anything.
You know what though? This is gonna sound really out there, guys. Anita, I'm not sure if you're still here, but the word sheep. Oh my gosh, if there's one word that's been used a lot, and like, you know what I mean, in the last 3 years of this paradigm of this world. I mean, before that, but now in the last 3 years, our words as a collective create our reality, and that sheep would be affected more than others, or the first to be the turning in circles. And the fact that humanity, I'm sorry, like straight up, the collective is a turning in circles and has been for 2 years now, because truly people have a choice to make, love or fear, and people are turning in circles with the fear. So it's so like when I saw the first post, it was like, of course there's sheep turning in circles. That's what humanity is doing. We're looping the same programs year after year as we're being bombarded with more like stuff all the time. So oh, you said geese, not geese, but yes, geese. I love them. Kiki, we loves you. Jeez. And that's funny. Kismet says, I haven't seen or heard of that, Anita. Lots of ants active in cold weather near me, and the birds are very active. Timo, thanks for validating. Says, yes, in California, all animals are going crazy. Even the roosters are crawling at 2 in the morning. Okay. Thanks for that, Tim. And earlier, just before I started the stream, I was thinking, I was like, whoa, Tim, your last video with the windmill, I was thinking about it. I was thinking how I love the windmill, and I was like, what's the chicken action like right now? And it was one of my last thoughts before I started the stream, was remembering your video, seeing the windmill, and thinking to myself, what's the chicken action like right now? Like, meaning, like, how are the animals? Anita says, I've only seen it in the birds myself, but in videos all over. As I haven't spent a lot of time on the internet in the last 2 days, and what I have, it's not visual. It's I've either got music on repeat, or I've listened to 2 live streams, because I'm visually, I'm doing something with my hands and eyes, so I'm not seeing, so I'm not scrolling a lot. Anita says, type in sheep walking in circles. It's no joke now. Yeah. Because then I take that back. I did see a circle of horses, but they were walking, just standing, like they were meeting. Yeah. You know what I mean? You need about the word, just the word sheep, the looping, the turning in circles. Kiki, my turtle seems happy. Whee! Good. Yeah, Bo has been calm. We only have the cat. Bo has been calm. I would say the last... He stays close to us a lot more than he ever has. He's not waking up. Like, there was a time, was it a month or 2 ago, where my cat and Annie's cat in Arizona was waking us up all night, like, just like running around and like, but he hasn't been doing that. Kiki, they're ascending. Yeah, I get it, Anita. I can't stay any longer. I need to get the rest. Glad to catch you a bit. Sending you all so much love and protection. You as well, sweetie. Thanks for taking the time to pass through. Me loves you. Really, Kismet? So seriously, SS, it was strange, so I mentioned it. Then when I come to think of it, I walked into my cats standing in circles like they're having meetings. For months they've been doing it, and it's an odd behavior. I'm going to be straight up. I have walked in circles or figure eights for a long time now as a soothing mechanism for myself. And it's either clockwise or counterclockwise. It's different depending on what I need. And I either go in circles or figure eights, where I am purposefully just going in circles, walking, or I'm doing a figure eight. And that's something that I found for myself like years ago, to like calm the fuck down if I didn't feel good, right? Calm down. Right? Walk it off. Walk it off, right? When you can't go away because you have to stay in a certain place, so you only have a certain amount of room. So I've used that for soothing for a long time in my life. This being said, I can't remember really like the last time I'd done it. It's been a while. I'm of the ilk that I really do believe that we're here to, right? It's not personal. Souls chose. We've already all chosen, And so there needs to be exit points. So I can actually see the higher beauty of if there's a simplicity of an actual portal that just allows for, because animals are ascending as well, right? We think it's all about humans because humans think they're the butthole of all humanity, and well, we're the butthole of humanity, but this whole world revolves around humans, but it doesn't. It's actually the animals, right? Their connection to Gaia that actually is supporting us with energy. So animals need to exit en masse because what coming back, I was listening to something earlier today about how animal births and how new animals are going to be coming into our paradigm more and more this year. How we've already been practicing by seeing new insects, new colors of insects, and new birds and new colors of birds, shades and tones in our small municipalities, localities, and communities. That's part of the helping our brain get used to seeing something different that we believe doesn't exist because we think we know everything, but we don't. We don't, right? So Amber, yeah, we need the big old sheep herding dogs to keep showing up. Kismet, yeah, I stream music. I've been busy packing and stuff, so I haven't seen many vids. Kismet, I'll look for the vids though. I remember a few years back, people were doing vids of snakes doing that, now sheep. It's climbing the animal chain. Yeah. And you say, I'll look for the vids though. Don't forget, Blue, and anybody listening, sometimes we're not meant to focus and attention on certain things. It's not meant to come into our awareness, or when it does, it's just, okay, my timeline's going this way. Am I really meant to go put an energy to go see this? I know it's happening. Is it a part of my timeline? Because if everybody focused on what we were meant to focus on, the distractions of the side timelines of what we're peeking into all the time, but it's not my circus, not my monkey. We're not blind, pretending it's not happening, but is it a part of my reality that I have to focus even 5 minutes on? Right? Because what you focus 5 minutes on, you're not actually in alignment with yourself. This distraction of all these things happening all the time, right? Where we were at as a collective, heading on a certain trajectory with the convoy energies and freedom, like there was a fucking feeling of like raw in the air, right? And then the UK distraction came into play, right? If we the ones who know energy, frequency, vibration are at least okay, like when we gather and then we learn of what's happening, it's good, we need to know, but then our awareness, how much do we need to know, right? How much? Kismet, gee, I wonder if it has to do with my post I just did on Iron Key. Assess, this is a time for growth for all beings here. Exactly. Kismet, there's a trace amount of iron in ethmoid, works like a compass. Compass, true north. Hey, Carl Page. Carl Page, you gay? Get the magic bus. How's it going, Carl? Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yes, Timo, it's all the animals. I can't take 2 steps without tripping on one of them. They're all clingy, even the cats. Roar. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I forgot because I'm so used to it right now that it's very rare that I can barely ever be in the kitchen cooking. Even if I've fed fresh water, everything's fine for the cat. He will still be like clingy and close to my legs. Yesterday we were playing. Did he come when we were playing cards and dice or just dice? Lily. Bo.
Both, but one time we kicked them out.
Yeah.
2 times we kicked them out, and then we only stayed for dice.
So we were sitting on the couch with a board like a clipboard between us and playing either cards or dice. And Bo, at one point, I was like, "Oh my God, he's looking at us. He's coming. Watch this." And he came and he just like right on the cards. Like, okay, we're using that for something, dude. Kind of moved him a little. The next time he came and when he tried to set himself up on the dice, Lily kind of pushed him a little. And so he was like right on the edge of the couch and he ended up staying as we played dice. So every time, like click, 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 right? Or hitting right where, he is. And he stayed the whole time right there until we were done. Yeah, when I move energy, I pace. Figure 8. I also do circles, spirals for spells. Yeah. See, I don't use the words that you use. Like I don't do spells, but essentially that is a part of what I'm doing when I'm doing that. But I just don't use the word of it, if that makes sense. Amber. I circle my building to calm down. Walk it like 16 times. That's awesome. Because at the same time, like the building, right? The momentum of the energy, like marking your turf almost, right? Marking your turf. Kismet says, yeah, Tim, my animals have been needy and clingy lately. About a month now and getting more intense. Outside animals trying to come inside with us. See, for us, because I live city limits, right? So already our animals is limited. I haven't seen the outside cats as much as I usually used to. All our outside cats that I was ever told, and I've never seen new ones in our neighborhood, they all have a home. They're not stray cats. They all have a home. To the point where I've looked all these cats in the eye and said, like, do you need food? And they like sniff at me like fucking an Aristocat. Like, no, like, fuck, I'm out here because I want to be, basically, they're telling me. And then I'm like, okay, well, I got your back if you need me. And they're like, oh, I know, right? Like, right? Like, seriously, like a city cat that has a home, it's a whole other level of energy. And, but I'm not seeing them a lot right now. So I'm wondering if they have integrated that they want to be in their house with their owners and they're more needy and clingy because I'm not seeing them, right? And yeah, so for us, like the chipmunks are gone. They're sleeping, and my squirrel action is like, moderate to awesome. It depends on what I choose to put into it, right? If I'm throwing out peanuts, I'm going to get a little bit more squirrel action, but like I don't have animals to look at across the field to see the evidence, right? Hi, Scratch. Thanks for coming in, dude. Whoop, whoop. How's your day? Timo says needy was the word I was looking for. You know what, guys? I'm going to flip the perspective of the fact that animals give us energy. To what point? Yes, they are clingy and needy. Those are the words I would use because I have a cat and then I see that. But to what point are they like gifting us, right? Like, to us, it's like, I don't want to trip over my cat. I even said to Lily, I was like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, I'm going to end up squishing me or squishing him at some point. Like, I have to, whoa, I have to be slow. He slows me down. He slows me down. I'm already not like a rat race matrix, like perspective of having to do anything fast. He slows me down even more than I usually am slow myself. Think about that, guys. Tim, because you got lots of animals. To what point is their clinginess and neediness making sure that you're slower so you're more aware of certain things, as you go? I don't know. Think about it. That's what just came through. Their clinginess and neediness makes it that we have to be more alert and aware of our surroundings at all time. Because fuck, if I forget, you know what I mean? If I'm not aware and I'm the big one. I'm the giant, right? Cat's not meaning to be in between, right where my foot is going to step on him. But I'm the one that has to be responsible. I'm the giant. He's little. And it's a whole other level for you, Tim, or anyone else who's got like horses or, you know, bigger things. Because it's like, okay, you're not the, you know, they could squish you really fast. But if everything's acting in a way that you have to be slower, how much more in the now we are present. Anyways, that just flowed out. I don't know. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Kismet says, Tim, mine are obnoxious, especially when it comes time to rest or eat. Like they want the extra attention. Yeah, to me it can be shocking because it's like, I looked at the cat, I was like, okay, am I supposed to put out like 4 sorts of food for you right now, dude? Right? Like, should I bring you, I looked at it, should I bring you to the grocery store and you can pick out something else? Like, am I not satisfying you? Like, and I was saying, like, if I'm supposed to feed him something different, like, it has to come to me, right? Timo, even the barn cats are hanging out with the puppy. I'm a little late in the chat. I see other people coming in, a person. I'll be down there in a second. Hey, is it you, DNHD? Right on. I'm coming down there. I'll see you in a minute. Kismet says, oh, I know, G. Thanks for the reminder, though. I like to glance and see where the collective sits and where we sit and where I sit. Kismet says, Tim, I have an outside cat colony, and they've been getting along rather than picking fights. Whoa. That's cool. SS, I need to know as much as I can understand. Thanks, by the way, SS. Yesterday, I was in Memers Well. I like the flow of them. They're smooth, right? There's no ego, just getting through, talking, and smooth exchange. I thought it was cool that you chose to go in, and I was sewing all day yesterday. Yeah, I'm manifesting with my leathers and beads right now. So I haven't been focused on the chat rooms, and the only 2 places I've gone is really into Memer's stream, which is in my community post from yesterday. If anybody wants to check it out. And Matrix Man last night. I can't remember. I don't think there was anything else, but I was like busy. But when I poked back into the chat at one point to see, you know, like what's going on in the chat, and I saw you were there, I thought that was really cool. And I'm gonna go get it. I thought it was really cool, SS, because as soon as I looked at the chat, I saw your yellow, and I was like, oh my god, that's SS. But what I'm beading and making is yellow and black. So it's the same color as your icon. So it's like the yellow's everywhere. Carl, all good, thanks. Right on. From a saggy. Kismet, ethmoid is behind the nose. Breath runs through it. SS, inquisitive. Saturnian, the best way to perform a spell is with a writing device. Everybody's got their own stuff. Well, do they or don't they? I have my own stuff, right? I do stuff my way, or I don't do it at all, pretty much. Just saying. I don't do anything as per se as to anybody else's ritualistic or spells, or I'm going to bookstores or certain places, and there's so many books of like for spells and certain things, and just all this stuff is just like, whoa, right? Like, it's It's not part of my timeline, to be honest. Scratch, you're very welcome. Your day's slow. Slow is good, Scratch, especially a slow Sunday. Unless you're at work and like time is just dripping by. Sometimes that's not fun. I'm doing awesome, thank you. Kismet says, this is a different energy, G. I've contemplated the other meanings behind their behavior. Legit, I'm here to observe all perspectives and translate as many as I can. Very different. Exactly. That's why the knowing self, right? Amber, I wonder the power of drawing spells into water without the surfboard. Something new to try. Yeah. I believe water is just, it's thought and it's, right? That's it. Kismet, what I'm describing in their behavior is that they have so much energy, they get on their own nerves and they don't know how to channel it. Extra toys and interactive games helps. They're ascending too, not just humans. Some animals will ascend above humans. Yes, it was a cool stream. How's everything going, Dean HD? Yeah, Kismet says, Amber, it works best because water holds memories. Yeah, they call me Mellow Yellow. Kismet, I make all my magic tools and items with fire to purify and water to program. They're my elements. And Amber says, amazing concept. It has flow as well. Exactly, SS. I've never been very traditional when I did practice. Still worked though. That's my belief system, SS, is that anything that comes from a pure or even not a pure intent, but that comes from like the authentic place of oneself is actually more powerful than if you're reading something that's programmed and that everybody's reading the same fucking thing, right? It was like yesterday, one of the things that I didn't write it in the chat just because they weren't really bouncing off the chat so much like in that live stream we were looking at. But at one point, when she said, you just go get any guided meditation anywhere and you allow yourself to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, why would you trust just any guided meditation? Because, right? There is like really embedded yucky stuff within, music that has the title that it's there to help you get a certain, state of being. It's important. You got to find what resonates for you, what is actually going to amplify your vibration or sustain your vibration or amplify it, because just pressing on something because it's a meditation or frequency and hertz music, okay. That, you know what I mean? Like, no. There's a trust to be had. There's a flow, right? Kismet says, Amber, basic elements, earth, air, fire, and water, are the energies we transform, the magic. And SS says, Kismet, when we align with them, they work with us too. Exactly, SS. Hey, Heidi. Organic Intelligence 313. What time is it? 15:35, 3:35. Heidi says, did you know when we cry, our tears crystallization happens as they dry? Yes. One of the most amazing things you can do for yourself is cry your little buns off, whether it's for whatever, any reason, but then after, take the time to look at your own tears. You can't look at yourself the same way after you've seen your own crystals and sparkles in your own teardrops. Like, there's a beauty to that, that if you allow yourself to actually see what comes from you shedding from your eyes, the beauty of it, like if you think the intricacy of each snowflake that's individual and can't be, just every snowflake is an individual. Well, so is every teardrop. And within every teardrop, there are mandalas and sparkles and rainbows and, right? Everything that emits from us has a frequency, like a color and just all of it, right? There's beauty to us that is not always seen, but it's there. Heidi, love you. Red light, can't look at chat. Kate, keep driving, baby. Kismet says, SS, I've always discovered my own magic. I've read and studied other methods, but I tend to go my own way. Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty, right? Finding the knowing. First of all, just for me as a youth, finding knowing, okay, I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only one. And then as just that in itself, and then, but knowing, finding, and then bringing everything together as your own. Gee, can you show the match if intention sticks I sent you? The candles?
What?
This you mean?
Are you talking to me?
No.
Can I do it a different time?
Amber says, I'd say my cats have already ascended above me. They have that look. Yes, magic is very personal. Exactly. It's trusting your own intuition. And I find that the more that people would want to imitate or think that they can just listen to other people, what my personal belief is that I think that right now half the people are disempowering themselves by watching other people and thinking, well, I would want to be like her and it's not working, for example. Or thinking like that you can do the same stuff a same way and being told by people, I will teach you to do this my way, is exactly like, it's beautiful because there's an intention to help, but it's like it's perpetuating, like, just it's not working, because at some point you gotta find it yourself, right? Most people actually already lucid dream all the time since they were children and still don't realize that that's what they're doing, because they think there needs to be like some sort of ayahuasca or some sort of this or some sort of that, or 20 minutes, or in a meditative state. And it's like, well, no, sometimes that little glance or that little thing that you think is like it's not a commercial in your head, you were remote viewing at the time, or all of these things. I don't know. The beauty of showing ourselves how we are is not so that anybody can emulate anybody else, but it's to get within all the people that you've ever seen everywhere, let's say in the last year on the internet, of a spiritual nature, and where are the snippets of what the reflections of you are? And to what point have you advanced, right? Because watching and looking at all this stuff, put it into practice for yourself. What does it mean for you? Kismet says, Amber, I've noticed the pets we have ascended masters taking the vessels to guide us through. The other animals, like at the zoo and farms and wild, are the ones I'm speaking of. SS says, Kismet, I had a dream about my dog before we found each other. That's awesome, SS. Kismet says, SS, he's definitely a guide for you. Kismet said, SS, I had a cat I did that with. He passed over with flying colors and was a wonderful guide. His name, Tigaboom, had a white lightning mark on his back. Kismet only had one cat, followed me home, spent a year with me, and then he moved on. I was his pet. Yes, I love it. Kismet says, yes, that was it. They aren't candles, though. They're matchsticks and wax. Burn time 5 minutes, outside only. Wish sticks, red wax for desire intentions, blue for higher intentions, and yellow for sun. Kismet says, SS seems that way with cats. They're more human in personality. We cats, we transmute energy. Kismet, I too back all my childhood wishes that I could have made but didn't. I transformed that energy into match intention sticks or wish sticks. SS, I understand cats. They're very independent. Respect that. SS says, dogs have gifts that cats don't, vice versa. I would say that many cats are acting very dog-like. That would be the term, to be honest, that we use. Those of us that have cats, is that our cats are very dog-like right now. Right? For real. Kismet, I do intend to take in dogs as well as cats for my sanctuary, going specifically special needs and senior animals in the discarded life. Yeah, Amber, sounds neat. Kismet. Okay, I'm going to read this card, which I've had in my hand, or it's been at least, I would say, 40 minutes. And then I'm going to take a quick break because I've been on for 70. Card number 7, to the sea, being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now's the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads you. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there's no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow, even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in abundance that will soon be within your reach. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Rawr. Um, this card that I've been holding for the last flows into, you know, the stuff that was being said earlier. How I said, right? Certain things are grounding us and rerouting us in certain ways, but, you know, what are we manifesting, creating from that? Why, right? There's a reason. If we actually believe for other people, you know, that divine intervention is going to come, if they're in resistance, then we have to know that, you know, it's for us as well, right? It's not just things. The flow is the flow. If you're not in your highest routine for your timeline that's coming into, that you want to come into your reality, well, the flow has to reroute you if you don't reroute yourself, right? Anyways, I need to move because, like, whoa, I'm gonna leave it.
I do that when my ankle hurts.
It says dogs makes good special need dogs. Because it says, gee, I just heard Bill Murray, Ghostbusters, talking to Mayor, dogs and cats living together, total chaos. No way. I remember that line. Roar. You watching Ghostbusters in the background? Dogs and cats living together, total chaos. Heidi says, yay, I just got pooches. Food and my food too. So grateful. Roar. Right on. Kismet, comfort animals. Yes. Amber, I love it. Time for a potty break talking about all this flow. Heck yay. Yes, service dogs, comfort animals. I think it depends on the breeders and what they choose to use as the term SS. And it depends for what. Kismet, I don't recall the term either. I know what you mean though, SS. I'm not big into training animals. SS, I'd love to work with dogs. They're mostly trainable and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just their nature. Dogs like serving a purpose. Yup. And we can look at it from a perspective of done right, training is just helping an animal to remember or allowing it to remember its true nature on some level. When you're going with the what a dog can actually do, not changing it. So I'll give the example of pit bulls. Pit bulls were trained to be mean, right? Because a pit bull that does not have that background and training or the history of being in that kind of mentality are the sweetest, kindest, most childlike dogs ever, right? But because certain people chose to, breed them certain ways, but otherwise, so really, it's the energy of the people who have animals allowing them to be what they actually are, right? So a dog that is of a nature to be on a farm naturally will herd the animals that are there, but then has to be taught that certain animals, it's okay that they make this noise, it's okay that they do this, whereas this other one is a predator, right? All like that. But the dog naturally knows certain things, but just has to have his boundaries. I don't know if that makes sense. And the word training is the same word that we use, if somebody starts working in my kitchen, they're automatically in training, right? So we use that word for humans as well. Kismet, like the emotional support training, I mean, seeing guide dogs are different. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I know that in Canada, here in Ontario specifically, and in town, there's canine units for crime scenes and certain things that are like as the empathy dogs. So, just how many layers of how they're being used, right? Hey, Neo, Genevieve. Hey, nice lady. Always great to see you. You're still in the hospital, honey? Hope you're doing well. Much love to you and everyone. I got news from the doctors. I might have cancer. They found 2 masses in the lung. Okay. So the masses are being looked at or analyzed. I forget what the actual term is, medical term. And then you'll know, Neo. What about your eyes? How's your eyes? SS, dogs can be trained and still be goofy animals. Yeah. Yeah. I saw the cutest freaking video. I don't even care if it's cheesy. It's like a dog that had been for the canine, like a police dog, whatever the proper term is, I don't know. So police dog, he was being retired, not to be doing what he was doing anymore. And so his last search was actually, he was to find something. It was his last search, but when he found it, like treats started falling everywhere and, decorations and like whatever. But it was just like, it was like celebrating a dog on their last day of work probably even better than most humans actually get celebrated across the world. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was beautiful. It was cute. And, yeah. Kismet. I can get along with them for sure. I wouldn't mind taking in retired animals, but as for training them, I prefer their natural personalities. I'm gonna be honest. It depends, and it depends what an animal's natural personality is. Because when you have one or more animals in a room with anybody, and there's dogs that aren't trained, somebody else's thing that they think is amazing and it's cute, they let their dog be natural, but then your dog goes to somebody's house and somebody else's body is all scratched up, or their furniture is fucked up, or there's no getting a dog to calm down when there's food out, that type of thing. Again, the ripple effect of the greater good of the all, right? It is beautiful animals to have their personality, but to what point can a dog's personality hurt others, right? People who say my dog doesn't need to be tied up in public, but that their dog is running around on everybody's beach blanket, scratching the shit out of them, and they say I'm sorry, and it's like no big deal. But it's like, okay, you got 50 other dogs that came around, nobody else got hurt, and people did know that, yeah, no, my dog can't be loose because it won't listen to me, right? Then you got other people who do. They walk their dog looks like it's right on a leash because the dog is, he knows. He doesn't want to be on a leash and he knows to stay, right? But dogs and animals' natural personalities, when it can hurt others, that, I don't know. And it's because I've had too many people in my outlying family or people that I knew who were the wild and free people, but it's like, fuck, their dogs never failed to hurt me or the kids or somebody at some point. And when you go and you're 10 people in a room and the dog's allowed to be their own personality, well, fuck, there's already not enough room for 10 people. And you know what I mean? Like how it feels, right? The ripple effect of how things feel. Um, that being said, like our home is our home and our pets do what they do, and it's like, that's it. But there's a difference, right? If Bo's gonna be all over the place and you know what I mean? The cat wouldn't come and throw himself in the middle the same way, Anyways, you know what I'm saying. SS, they all have separate personalities. The trick is to find what they can excel at. Kismet, I agree, SS. It's kind of how I see them. Humans, too, showing people where they shine since I was a kiddo. It's a gift to be able to see it. Yes, SS, my Terry dog can feel the energy when someone is down and cuddles with them. Organic, no bad animals, just the energy that they get. Yeah. Or the energy that they feel around them, right? So that you can have a dog that's never had anything, but put him somewhere where there's super bad mojo, and it's like you'll see that reaction. Kismet, I kind of just see animals like toddlers, just born full of love, but aren't capable of doing all the things humans can. They can do stuff we can't. Yes, most of them lick their own butts. I know, I had to go there. Exactly, SS. Pit bulls are painted bad by the media. Yeah. Kismet says SS. All animals recognize when another animal is in pain, humans included. It makes us uncomfortable, so humans will try to avoid. Animals just love. Exactly, SS. Agree. But like different dogs, all animals have different traits. Neo says, Genevieve, one mouse is 14 centimeters. That are 7 centimeters right lung. Had the CAT scan confirmed it. They aren't going to do anything for 2 months. Oh, Neo. Oh, dude. That's okay, Neo. Sorry, I hit the cap locks button. Still quite blind. Kismet said SS. I had a red-nosed Charlie bear. He sat with paws crossed like a prince. I lost him to a stage 5 heart murmur. Yeah, SS. In training an animal, it's all about a bond. Yeah. SS asks how old. Kismet, he was 2. My guide seemed to only stay about 2 years. Yeah, SS says some only need about a couple years. Kismet said I had an MSU, top vet in the state, unable to do anything for him after $800 of surgery didn't help. Organics as pit bulls, nanny dogs. Yeah. Oh, they're so, right? I spent an afternoon with a pit bull the first time and I was just like, oh my gosh. Kismet, pets are the most protective of the dogs, especially of children, unless starved or trained to do otherwise. SS is mine is American Stratford Terrier, one of the originals. Yeah, SS says, Neil, we hear you if you need to talk. Yeah. Hey, commentator. How's it going? Yeah. I know it's hard for Neo to see, so. Did you have the eye surgery? Kismet says, beautiful breed, SS. My last pup was baby Jack Terrier. She's the reason I saw the med industry and will never be forgotten. She had diabetes as a pup. Medicine couldn't do anything. She would climb trees. Thought she was a cat. I miss her the most. Good question. Kismet says, Neo, do you study Reiki? Card number 50. There's no place like home. Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Blue, gotta go help hubby now, G. Love y'all more than words. Thanks for being here, sweetie. Enjoy. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and that you can call yours. This card signals that the ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. Hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit. I'm gonna read the protection message.
When you get to the point of almost drinking your clay water, it means you need water.
Yeah. There are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll always get what you got. So do the opposite, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right sometimes is just really familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't even want anymore. This is the time to be different, so you get something different. SS Neo, head down, hands folded, sending you what the good spirit knows you need. Do what you did, get what you got. Yeah. Like that line, where we're at in humanity is that just because it's always been done this way, it does not mean it's right. Just because it's always been done this way, it does not mean we have to keep doing it. Right? And that's just it. Imagine shifting a whole entire collective that doesn't even see the same way. It's not just about, it's huge. Card number 30, Rainbow Beauty. When you see a rainbow, it's hard not to smile and be enchanted by its compelling beauty. This amazing display of nature's magic captures our hearts and lifts us up with its mystical allure, triggering a feeling of excitement and quiet awe. Considered to be an optical illusion, it's nonetheless very real to our eyes. When sunlight passes through raindrops, the light blends or refracts as it enters a droplet and then reflects off the inside of the raindrop. As it exits the droplet, light separates into wavelengths. Visible light is made up of various wavelengths, and each wavelength appears in a different color: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And this is a huge sync. I don't remember how long ago it was, between 20 and 40 minutes ago, I said, when you cry, if you take the time after you're done crying to look at your own teardrops, there's rainbows and sparkles, mandalas and codes in there. And the card that I pulled now just described it all. So, what, as above, so below. What happens for, in the big picture, one little teardrop has the rainbow in it. That's how magical we are too. Although the entire spectrum of visible colors exists in a magnificent arc, these are 7 colors that are readily distinguishable. In numerology, the number 7 represents our drive to find a deep connection to spirit and our life purpose. The 7 colors are also associated with the 7 energy centers, the chakras, the top of the human body from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Message: lately you've been so preoccupied with thoughts that they have taken you away from being fully present and seeing the natural beauty of the world in all its diversity and wonder. To counteract this, picture a rainbow in your mind's eye, whether imagining it or recalling a vision of one from memory. Notice whether a particular color stands out. Discover what chakra it's associated with. And then breathe as if you were breathing that color into your chakra. Rainbows can inspire you to get outdoors. Notice the natural world that is nearby. Take a slow walk in nature, whether in a park, by ocean, by the water, or through a forest. As you do, pay particular attention to the array of colors in the world and how they blend together, from the subtle to the strikingly obvious. Pause here and there to gaze at your surroundings and take a few slow, deep breaths. And as you inhale and exhale, notice the sensation in your body and the emotions that surface. Observe the shifting colors of a sunset and sunrise and take note of how it makes you feel. Pay attention to the beauty you find in others, and then look in the mirror, past your self-judgments or criticism, and say to that person in the mirror, "You're beautiful, just as you are." Repeat this slowly several times. Practice it once a day for at least a week and see how you feel. I would say it every time you look in the mirror. It just becomes automatic to accept your own self. Once you accept yourself, that's where the fun begins, because everybody's beautiful. Heidi, you're only enslaved if you think you're a slave to the systems in place. We are calling it out. Yeah. 7 sinks, 7 colors, rainbows, 7th heaven, 7 wonders of the world, 7 virtues, and 7 deadly sins. I was thinking that, actually I've been thinking about it for a little bit. I was thinking of the 7 virtues, the 7 deadly sins, and just in contrast, how people's energy is felt now so much that it's not even a question of what they say or do. It's how the energy that emanates, and it doesn't matter. It can't be bypassed. I think the most obvious and like evident is like the greed, the envy, the lust, and the jealousy. That's like the most like prevalent, and just it drips from people. So that's why like people can look, feel, say certain things, but that thing inside of them is glowing. It's very, and the more, right? I think it's hilarious when certain people say, "I read energy and I see energy," and it's just like, okay, where do you see it then? What do you see? Like, because if you're in a live stream saying you see it and you feel it, like, where, what's the evidence of that? I don't know. It sounds weird to say, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Whee! That was fast. I need to grab that one, but still. You thought of the 7 virtues too? Yeah. Yeah. And it's that thing, eh, Heidi? It's not about perfection, because you can have all the little other thoughts that come from the other side pass through you. But that's just it. They pass through. It's different than when it's in there and not gone yet, right? And I say gone yet. Can it ever be when it's that embedded in certain people, right? I mean, I knows. You know what I meant? And number 5, bad spirit, a rebirth is assured. After something has run its course and died or been released, finished, surrendered, completed, or ended, there is a promise of a new beginning. Rebirth is assured just as night gives way to dawn, and the bad emerges from the darkness of a womb-like cave. Bad spirit has come to remind you that this rebirth is a miraculous one, for the very best elements of what you had to give up in the death of the old are still present in this new amazing life forming now. This is the miracle and magic of rebirth in every, aspect of your life, including the rebirth of faith in your ability to establish new and healthy relationships. Bad spirit reminds you that at present you are in unknown territory and you might feel as if you are lost. However, you're called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. Bad spirit has listened in the darkness of the night and has heard your hopes and dreams and your fears and your worries, and assures you that this new version of your dream, this move from darkness to light, from lost to found, and death to rebirth, comes to fruition with love at its core. Bad spirit asks you to trust that what seems to have died is actually shape-shifting into something even more meaningful and wondrous than before. So if you feel like you were in the dark, know that come morning, all will be revealed, and things will soon be in a form that is right for you. Hey, Trace. 10 is a new beginning. Yeah. I've only pulled a few cards yet today, Trace. The Bat, Rainbow, Beauty, card number 30. No place like home. And it's card 50. And it's really about the home, the authenticity, right? Authenticity is home. To the sea. Flow. Allowing the flow. The apple tree of abundance. And 13, amitié, friendship. I couldn't help it. First of all, there's not a lot to hold up, but they flow and blend well into each other, right? Heidi says, wait, did I see that Oliver is taking his first steps? And Trey says, yes, he did yesterday. Roar, that's awesome, Trace. Little on the move. Oh boy, a whole new world. And he's off to the rodeo. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Lapis lazuli. Yes, Heidi says Trace. Oh my god. Perfectly divine. Yeah. So card number 30, that's double 30. The rainbow earlier was 30 as well. Spiritual truth, enlightenment, meditation, unity, consciousness, inner vision. What you seek is here. If you push aside the distractions and fears created by your ego and you become silent, tune in, and you phone home to the conscious universe, the source of all love, strength, and wisdom. The law of non-locality ensures that you can gain whatever you need that is hidden from you when your mind is in a non-ordinary state of thinking and perceiving. You can achieve this through the practice of meditation and prayer. You are overdue for a renewal of your spiritual alignment. Lapis Lazuli also brings a reminder that your mind is a microcosm of the universal consciousness. You always have access to the conscious universe through the channel of your authentic self. Enlightenment comes when you go within and you open to the light that is all around and within you. Epiphanies abound once you quiet your chattering mind and tune in to the higher mind, where the ideas beyond your current grasp flow easily and readily for you to access them. Meditation with Lapis Lazuli allows us to connect with the sovereign within. It allows access to the part of us that knows and is willing to share knowledge and guide us. Not to what we want, but instead to what we need. Really, Heidi? Says Trace, I feel like it's going to be a sister for little O. Trace says me too. Kiki, oh my love. Yeah, Lapis. Says I fell asleep there for a moment. I feel like I slept forever. As I was reading, I was wondering, did Kiki squirrel off to do something, or did she fall asleep? And you tell me you fell asleep. And it felt like a long sleep. Been on for 1:12. I'd say it's been maybe an hour, at least 45 minutes. You've been not commenting, Kiki. Name here. What the fuck's a baller? Stop posting about the baller. Well, first of all, you ain't my mama, and I don't even listen to her about what I post, right? So, and what the fuck is a baller? Because your terms are like, wee, over my head. Or did I just get like, say something like that I shouldn't be saying? A baller. A baller. Like a crybaby? You're such a cryballer. Crybaby. Crybaby Walker. Crybaby Walker. Was that Johnny Depp? Kiki, it was maybe an hour. Nice nap. Was fighting off the sniffles. Timo, no comment. Yeah, I walked into that one, eh? Oh, well. Good. Bye-bye, sniffles. Timo, no comment. Ooh, Trace. Baller can be like he's going to be a baller. Sports. Or it can be what you want it. Got big bowls and I cannot lie. Name here. Have you ever been to Wendy's? I'm going to play this game. Have I ever been to Wendy's? Oh, shit. No, actually, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not. I can, all of a sudden, I'm thinking about food, right? Cheeseburgers and, like, stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think that's what this is going. I don't think this is the direction this is going. Okay, name here. You've had your, like, spotlight in the sun. I think you should go to see a live stream of somebody who could be more ever in your service. Hey, Dawn Morning. Thumbs up, sweet Genevieve. Rarm, was thinking about you because one of the cards Yeah, I'm fucking ancient. I am half a century old to be 51. Super old. I'm so old, I was probably hanging out with your grandma back in the day. You should back away. Back away. Back away from the old ones because we know what we're doing.
Most grandmas aren't 50. They're older.
Okay. Yeah, Dawn. Anyways, the other card not long ago was talking about evening and then the morning. And it said the word dawn. And I was like, wee, I wonder if Dawn will come in. Kiki, I'm light years old. Wee, yeah, you're in a double number, eh, this year? Right, Kiki? And
They're 100.
I might as well say it again, but
They're 100?
I'm a half of 100, not 100.
No, they're 100?
I don't know. Who's they?
Are you the person you were just talking about?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was Kiki's birthday. Happy birthday, Kiki. I think I only put a post on Instagram. I didn't even think to post here. Damn. Yeah, Trace B. Haha, little G. Oh, I can be so naive sometimes. Oh my gosh. Make myself the own butt of my own joke of a joke that I didn't even have to enter into. So 14, beautiful uncaging. Shanks? Shawshanks. Okay, 14, beautiful uncaging. The prison of guilt, a need for self-inventory, rigorous honesty, accountability, and making amends. At this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part in your life. Recognize how it's affecting you and others and address it so you can release it from its you can release yourself from its grip. Guilt is a powerful emotional state and it's capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable for your actions when you've done something that causes harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotage cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. Have you done or said things for which you need to make amends? Have you disregarded boundaries or broken promises? Guilt can make you aware of potential ways you have given injury and show you how to readdress transgression. When you sincerely admit you are wrong and begin the process to fix this, it's an act of accountability, responsibility, and liberation. Take a moment now to consider when you've harmed others or yourself. This knowledge will free you from the story you tell about it so that you're able to connect with truthful remorse. Now's the time for rigorous honesty as you take self-inventory with a neutral state of mind. A good question to ask yourself now is, why is the guilt even here? Because you might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. Pay attention and take action and uncage yourself from the prison of your own making. Yeah, sit under a tree. I picture that one as a Trace. I'm gonna be really honest and just gonna say it straight up, but I picture that one as a dry humper, so we might want to leave the trees out of it. And I know I can't believe I said that, but yeah, let's let the trees out of it. Trace says, oh, it's Kiki's birthday, and Kiki's like, it was a couple days ago. I'm 45 now. I'm a big kid now. Me a big old lady now. Damn, you ain't old enough till we ain't old enough till we's getting fucking seniors discounts, guys. You know what?
You're not old
Seriously.
Enough you're not old enough until you're elder. Mom always says she's an elder when she's not.
Yeah, I consider myself an elder because I'm like, the maiden, the woman and the crone. Like I've been all of them.
An elder is when you're 60, 65 or more.
Yeah, she Googled it. I'm still an elder though.
Yeah.
Shit, I've been here since like the beginning of time. Don't I get to be an elder? Trace, I needed that little giggle name here. Thank you more than you know. Yeah, Trace, okay, leave the trees out of it. You're right. Oh, he loves you. Heidi, lol. I was playing hide and seek with that one. Didn't completely block. I knew what she was doing. 313, so funny. I don't know. We don't get much action like that, so it's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting, right? That's the thing, eh? We don't get many lurkers and like trolls and like weird stuff. So it's like that's why I said like your moment to shine, because like damn, it doesn't happen often, so we always remember it too. Like, right? I only had one person who ever dared try to like ask me to do things with my feet, and he never came back after the second warning. But I still remember Joseph, even if it's been 2 fucking years.
Joseph, you're an OG.
Right? Oh my god, poor Joseph. Oh.
Probably dead now.
Lily. Rosemary. Card number 3. A lot of 3s today. Rosemary. Card number 3. Ancient memory. Remembrance. Ancient memory. Multidimensional sight. Recollection. Commitment. Loyalty to a vision. Rosemary has been used medicinally dating back to the ancient Greeks and Romans in 500 BC. Dried sprigs of rosemary even showed up in Egyptian tombs as early as 3000 BC. The ancients were well acquainted with this hardy shrub, which has a reputation for strengthening the mind and the memory. It became a symbol for fidelity for new lovers during wedding ceremonies, and it was used in religious rites and funerals. During weddings, it was entwined in the wreath worn by the bride and dipped in scented water to bless the union as a symbol of the sacred moment and eternal loyalty. Roar! Amplify SS. New contractor just called me, hoping to goodness I get this one. Good. Thanks for sharing with us. Amplify. That one or better. Always. Even today, rosemary is used to improve memory. Legend has it that the Virgin Mary, mother of Jesus, as she fled from Egypt, sheltered next to the rosemary bush. She threw her cape into the bush, and the white flowers turned blue. And since then, the precious herb has been called Rose of Mary. Guidance. Ruled by both Mercury, the planet of the mind, and the Sun, the planet representative of our base ego and superego, rosemary embodies this holy connection, the mind of the ego to superego and the higher mind. This card signifies past feelings and emotions are surfacing from deep within. You might find yourself remembering and accessing ancestral memory that resides within your DNA. Rosemary assists us in healing through multidimensional sight, reminding us to use the power of vision to see beyond the contracts of everyday life. Don't disassociate or get consumed by the veil that broadcasts the emotional imbalances. Call upon Rosemary as a guiding light to see beyond the veils of confusion and stay committed to the vision that moves you. Popcorn sounds good. Aurora says, good, I'm giddy. Whee, good. Amplify. Whoa, Dawn, I need to bring my rosemary in. You're welcome. Sam. Hey, Red Tip Eddie. How's it going? Happy Sunday. Eddie's in the building. Eddie. Road trip Eddie. That's beautiful, Dawn. I was so excited to be able to water all my house plants today. A beautiful evolution, eh, Dawn? Rawr. Organic, the universe is speaking to us. Yes, it's quite loud. Very, like... I don't watch, you know, certain things and stuff, but the people who do, and you know, because that's part of what their timelines are and stuff, it's like the truth in plain sight right now in movies and certain things or TV series. It's like it's so blatantly like boom, right? Everything's just right there. So it's like there's a beauty to it because it doesn't matter what people want to bypass. Watching it, the most simple shows that are the most common, it's all like boom, 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 right? Coming out all the time. So, Kiki, your rosemary needs water? Me's doing good, Eddie. Thanks for asking. Eddie, hope everybody's having a great day and vibing high. Yeah. Yeah, Heidi in Florida. Sun came out today. You as well, SS? Did you have the cloud cover for the... Right on. So, 58. Stag Spirit, take the lead. Whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you might have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is a time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit. Walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours. Model integrity in what you do. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You're a model for transformation now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others so that they might grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble, authentic, walk your talk. I'm going to read the protection message. Others might not be as far along on their journey as you. So when Stag Spirit appears in the protection position, you're called to be compassionate and patient if you find yourself leading the way. When others struggle to follow you, they might be unsure that you can actually be trusted. So they're challenging you to be kind and strong. They challenge your value and they question your worth. Know that Spirit has put you in a place at this time for a purpose and will not abandon you when you need help with your new responsibilities. Or perhaps you're actually uncomfortable leading, maybe temporarily trapped by your small self, and so therefore you're promoting yourself so strongly you're afraid that others are going to see your weakness and imperfections. Let go of your fears and let Stag Spirit remind you that you have what it takes to lead wisely and ethically if you practice self-honesty and when you listen to others who wish to support you. Really, SS. Huge storm last night. Lots of energy. Now it's bright and sunny. Did you have like thunder and lightning? Yeah, it's a powerful one. It's also the card that's on the you know what I mean? It's the card that's on the book and the the box. It was a dark energy. It's good now though. Yeah. I'm not surprised. The few people I've talked to, like in the background, and like what the energy in the air and just certain things. And yeah, it needs to pass through SS. It really does. And that yellow buttercup, yellow energy. Card number 40. The yellow, the lemons. Ushun. Ushun. Generosity. And if anybody specifically wants a card, let me know. I'm going to move around a little bit, and then I'll come back. I'll do a few more general cards. And but if anybody specifically wants a card, just let me know. Are you shitting me, SS? I might have just landed the best job of my life right now. Enjoy it, buttercup. Make it happen, dude. Yeah, Eddie says, have to enjoy doing what you're doing. Hopefully coworkers are good also. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's get another goddess going. The music, you mean, Eddie? Oh, I didn't get to hear it. Slow down. Right on, Dawn. Better every day, Eddie. I see surgeon for the post-op appointment in 2 weeks. Parvati, devotion. Again, I'm not going to bring out the devotion. Yeah, Eddie, the music box didn't slow down. Yeah, I try not to leave for too long just because some people appreciate and then they're whatever, right? But I gotta move around once in a while. I just staying focused. Gotta move. Higher ground. Hey, Mr. Hugh. Oh, baby girl. Oh, honey. Dawn. My family saw my back scar and the swelling, and then they realized I wasn't lying about my pain. Oh, sweetie. Yeah. I love you. Thanks for sharing that. The consistency of chronic pain and people's reaction to it, or their lack of, say, their lack of empathy and compassion, the more that the years go by, right? There's no free pass for empathy and compassion in this world for nothing anymore. It don't matter if you fucking gave birth. It don't matter if you had. It don't matter. Like, people have stuff done to their hearts, and they're sent home the same day, kind of thing. And because there's not extended hospital stays, people presume that people are fine. But meanwhile, it's like you're supposed to be on your ass for a month and not move and do certain things, and because you're at home and all of it. I'm going to be really honest. I'm trying to think of an example of somebody that I know in my life who had chronic pain but didn't just lose everything or almost everyone as the years went by, right? Or whether they lost or not, just that they become this sideline of a decoration for everybody that nobody actually listens to, honors, and respects, and all the fucking time, right? Yeah, Eddie, when you say the pain is real, no doubt. Yeah, Dawn. Oh my God, I love you. Dawn, 12 years since the fall. And it's like my family now just gets it. Yep. Yep. Oh, baby. Yeah. Heidi says, I used to say if I was missing a body part or deformed, then maybe they would have an understanding of what I'm experiencing. Exactly. Yeah. But even then, over time, it wouldn't even matter to people anymore, Heidi. It would just be like, okay, it's been 5 years since you lost your hand. Other people are doing stuff right now, Heidi, right? Heidi, it's been 5 years since you lost your hand. What do you mean you don't want to have an artificial blah, blah, blah? Or what do you mean you can't do stuff like you could before, right? What do you mean? You know, just like the whole like expectation, especially people who've had head injuries or head trauma or strokes, how people want them to be how they were before instead of accepting them for who they are now, right? You can have people who are guilted and shamed for years because they can't remember what they fucking ate at their grade 3 birthday party, because that's what people would want of someone else instead of just accepting whatever memory bank the person has in the now. And the most beautiful example of loving somebody through head injury, and I know it's just a fucking movie, but 50 First Dates, Adam Sandler, right? Every day she wakes up, she forgets. And every day he fucking wanted to show her. Every fucking day she woke up, I fucking am gonna chase you every day and show you I love you. By the end of the day, you're gonna feel loved, honored, and cherished every fucking day. Right? Right? Honoring that memory instead of trying to change her and make her into something else and thinking, well, maybe someday she'll think normally. No. Right now she thinks this way. Let's deal with it like this, right? Again, I know it's just a movie, but still, it. Oh, Heidi. Oh my God, Heidi. That's Heidi. Then they would get a stomach flu or food poisoning and say, I thought of you. Yeah, I had some temporary pain that hurt really bad, so I thought of you because you always have pain. Yep. I'm like, geez, thanks. Yeah. Eddie, so far on this adventure, I actually have had days that I haven't taken any ibuprofen. It's been a long 20-year road without the surgery. Eddie, I lost everything, but I'm back now, finally. Everything but my van and Kitty and an old guitar from the 80s. Yeah, sweetie. Bonjour, Creatrix. How's your day, sweetie? SS. People don't understand inner pain because they can't see it. True that. But people don't want to witness other people's pain, so they'd rather not, right, see it or know of it. It's like that thing of, you know, I don't know. I'm going to leave it. Oh, Dawn, honey. I had told the doctors just cut off my left foot when I was in a wheelchair in 2011, and the doctor said no. Oh, baby. Yeah. Heidi, thank you. Yeah. Heidi says exactly what I was just typing. If it's a head trauma. Yeah, a head trauma will, it's on your car, honey, you mean? Kiki, I'm going to attempt to change my headlight. Don't touch the bulb with your hands, eh, baby girl? Only touch the edges, don't touch the bulb. Ooh, Eddie, change the light. Don't change the alignment. Go slow, looking at the whole picture. Kiki says, I'm listening, but I can't be watching the chat, so I'm here with y'all, though. Yeah, go, my handy lady. Whoop, whoop. Dawn says, I have PTSD from the fall, losing my career, corporate failing me, family trying not to believe me. It's one day at a time. Yeah. And thank you. What you just nailed something that's so important for our society. Corporate failing me. How many people I've spoken to in the last years when I have conversations with people who are homeless, most commonly it was because of workplace either injuries or workplace things where bad things were happening in the workplace. Somebody was trying to, get it stopped, and then boom, right? Completely shunned, and to the point where lose the wife, lose this, lose that, and then homeless. So we're talking like people who started out having really good fucking careers, but spoke too much, told the truth of what's actually happening in the businesses, and then subsequently lost everything, right? But yeah, how we work somewhere, we're supposed to be protected. Every fucking law is there in Canada to protect us from things, and then you show up at work, you tell them, but this is not legal, and they say, well, just go, do it anyway. Okay, yeah, so what if it's not legal? We've always done it this way, it's fine, right? I can't tell you how many times, like the last 2 jobs that I've had, physically, what was asked of my body that wasn't even legal, and emotionally sometimes is so surreal that it can be that's why it's so easy for me to fuck everything that's normal of what people do and allow myself to live on complete hope and faith, because I'm safer that way, right? When I had a boss who was supposed to protect me, no, go get it done, Michelle, faster, faster, faster. Whereas now, I may not know when stuff's going to flow, but believe me, the abundant universe does provide. You know what I mean? For real. And it's safer for me, it's safer for my daughter. It's completely against how, the planning, the knowing of what you do and what you're going to get. But when I free flow, when I gift myself away in all ways that I can, what comes back is always more, and it helps me and Lily. We sustain each other, right? So thinking that we're in a workplace and that we're more safe that way is not the truth. Commentator, I'm gonna blue ya so you can be a part of everybody, because I know I've seen you before everywhere, here and there. It feels weird to see the gray writing. Heidi, I too left a career I loved due to medical. Yeah. Kiki, yeah. My Subi is tricky, yeah. Subaru, thanks, yeah. The rubber gloves. Roar, you're amazing, Kiki. Heidi, I was devastated. I had to move home with my parents. Exactly, Heidi. Hey, sync here. Let me see, Kelly. I don't know if it'll work for me because I don't have my IG on here. Can't get it. Memory. Kelly Ryan O'Brien. Huh. Dawn says 3:13. My family kicked me to the streets. Oh, sweetie, yeah. Road trip specified. Yup. If halogen no touch, use a towel with the bulb. Heidi says, Dawn, my family pushed me to file for the disability so they didn't have to pay. I fought, but then I gave in. Yeah. Hey, Fourth Wall Observer. How's your day, dude? Eddie says, I left my first corporate career to do mental, so I went self-employed denying my condition, and then life took off like a rocket. Trace B, I left everything a few years ago, sick home, literally 40% chance to live for 6 years. We are so damn strong and fragile. Loves you, Trace. Thank you. Dawn says 313. I lived in mom's apartment she owned, waiting on disability. No money for rent. She had me evicted. So I moved in with the abusive drunk. Exactly. That's the thing, eh? There's nowhere to go. Right? Kelly says, I threatened the doctor to take my ovaries out and he listened. Yeah. Road trip, I lived in my van for 5 years. I'm glad I finally won. Claiming my mental conditions guaranteed my win. Shitballs, Dawn. My disability took 4 years. And the corporate lawsuit took 6 years. Jeez. Going good today, Creatrix? Right on, sweetie. Heidi. Oh, wow. Look how far we've come. Rar. Yeah. That's beautiful, guys. Thanks for everybody sharing, eh? Road trip, 17 years, but the auto claim took 9 months to get all the max policy without court. That's what Heidi said. Look how far we've come. Creatrix amplifies far and going further. Roar, yes. Merci, Creatrix. Far and going further. SS, endure, endurance, endurance, endurance. Yeah, Dawn. Warriors are made by surviving the most brutal battles. We are warriors. SS says Dawn, agree. Yeah. Yup. Higher ground. Move your thoughts, emotions, and outlook to a new perspective. Take an overview of what's going on. Just through shifting your perspective, you will see the whole situation in a clearer light. A different course could become apparent. You'll be able to focus on what's more important to you. Make a conscious effort to get above the situation. If there's nothing pressing in your life at the moment, consider something that might be unresolved from the past. Use the same idea of climbing above it with the intention of healing it. Once you achieve higher ground perspective, you will find yourself filled with peace and a beautiful outcome. Yeah. Eddie, yeah. They take their time hoping we die off. We are the winners. We are powerful. Yeah. Dawn, I might do a big mental health interview with Canadian soon. Right on. Fourth wall, that's beautiful. My inward spirit has never steered me wrong. Jesus. Intuition is the best. Yeah. Lion, honor. Honor your soul. Celebrate its journey. The energy of the lion is regarded as royal and steeped in a rich history. Lions are protectors. They have served on this planet for eons, and they were present in ancient Egypt, where they were linked with the goddess Sekhmet. They are known for unifying the divine masculine and feminine. They are dedicated, brave, honorable, and proud, and they show us that power does not need to be aggressive, but can have a quiet dignity. Their message is to stay true to who you are. Don't bury yourself under other people's projected beliefs and insecurities. There are many distractions around you, but walk your most illuminated path with pride and discern between what is true and what is illusion by tuning into your heart. Light a candle and give thanks for where you are today. You've reached a milestone or a new chapter, and the lion comes to remind you to have gratitude for all that has passed and what is yet to unfold. I swear I was just expecting to read, look how far you've come, because really this is like almost everything we've been saying in the last little while, like, right, on some level. Yes, Dawn, I'll pull you a card for sure, sweetie. I'm just gonna pull you a fairy card, Dawn. Gotta go, Eddie. Gotta go. You guys have a great day. Stay strong, Dawn. Yeah. Fourth wall. Yes, I'm a lion. Right on. Trace B. Dawn, I went to a 3-day conference on mental health advocating the river. Thank you, commentator. This is a good crowd. Yeah. You'll find a bunch of people just from like pretty much like all sorts of different like genres of channels and stuff, right? Depending on the days and who's coming in and who's choosing to speak, right? Yeah. We hold a good room. Yeah, Trace says thank you for what you're doing, Dawn. Yeah, bless those who raise awareness to certain things for sure, eh? No matter in which type of way you're guided. It's beautiful. Dawn, my goal is to tell my mental health struggles and to tell people they're not alone and that tomorrow's another day. Exactly. That's beautiful, sweetie. Bonjour, Gunnar. Sagesse, du Roi Lion. Comment ça va, Gunnar? Dawn, giving up is letting them win. I'm not gonna let that happen. Dabs make me talk. Cheers. I'm grabbing you a fairy card, Dawn. Yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to choose to go look, but I shared a little bit of an excerpt of some stuff about what's actually going on in Canada with euthanasia right now. So we've had certain laws in effect since 2016, but now it's becoming a more open concept, which is actually quite terrifying because it's starting to include people who have depression or teenagers that would be considered mature enough to choose if they are ready for death. So it's not a question anymore of euthanasia for people who are in extreme pain and at the edge of their life. We're talking people who just who completely bypass. I've actually known people who completely bypass a sickness, so they don't wait till they lose their hair or any type of dignity in their life. They've been told they have cancer, they get to a certain stage and they're gone. Injection. And so now it's, we're in this thing that's being passed, and it's like completely being undershadowed by so many other distractions that basically Canada, Canada's going to pay for someone to kill someone, right? It made me sick yesterday when it came up, and when I started reading it, I could only listen to a certain amount of the perspective and read a certain amount, because it's mind-blowing, right? To think that because somebody has, a certain amount of chronic years of certain things, that they believe they have no hope, and that they would just consent to die, and it's fine. It's just fine. You know what I mean? This being said, from a higher perspective, does this at least take away suicide where strangers or family has to find a body? It takes away that middle trauma, right? If people really don't want to be alive, then they go to the hospital, they figure out how to consent. I don't even know how long it can take, right? Yes, exactly, Dawn. It's less expensive than health care. Yes. And, the whole, like, it's yeah. But yeah, to include babies who don't get to consent, but parents who would choose that, well, I don't like the shape of, or this condition this child has, there's a hope for life, but I don't want to deal with this. And how, if, that even the perspective of anybody who's depressed having the ability to consent to ending their life without having, you know what I mean? The fact that Canada would think to do this instead of having places that people can go to be safe to live, right? We got homeless issues and stuff everywhere, but there's empty buildings everywhere, right? So, anyways, I'm going to let go of that. But I just wanted to put it out there in case any Canadians passing through, like, people aren't even aware of the actual things that, happening in our actually happening and being brought into, right, our reality more and more. Fourth Wall says, this isn't the same world we once knew. I think we've been in a perpetual cycle to get to this Fourth Wall. And I don't grieve for an old world, sweetie. I don't glorify the old ways. I more am of a faith, hope, and just a belief in humanity for. We're here to make the future in this world the way that we want, right? We are the ones we've been waiting for. And we're not here to cry about the past or to think that we want to do it that way. We're here to make it new, better ways. Gunnar, going day by day, climbing the mountain. Okay, Dawn, this card is very beautiful, sweetie. Can't go back, Fourth Wall. Loves you, sweetie. Fourth Wall, I want my old world back. I can't go back. Everything's constantly evolving. You can take some of the basis of the things that you want from your old world and make it happen in your reality. Manifest it. What are the things you want? And make those things happen. But the whole world, it was an illusion even then. Right? Loves you, sweetie, but... Right? We couldn't have gotten to where we are now if there was a solid foundation for humanity. I get it, Fourth Wall. But think of the beauty already of like what we've been able to manifest as tribe without even knowing, without even being together in the same room yet, right? We've managed to consistently for years at a time through our channels, through comments and through, live streams and videos to find people with common interests and common, we all don't think the same. We're not all mirrors of the exact same thing, but we all have pieces of each other, right? And there's hardly been any gathering. Like, yes, people have met here and there, but not a lot. So, right? When we get to the next steps for humanity, where those of us who've been in isolation, like walking our path, like completely alone or so limited for years, and when the other things come into fruition for us, right? The ripple effect of that is huge. It's huge. Okay, Dawn, I'm going to stop babbling and read your card, honey, and anybody else it resonates with. Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation because the best is yet to come. The caterpillar has no idea it's about to transform into a beautiful butterfly. If you've drawn this card, the fairy of transformation has flown into your reading to remind you that you're transforming or about to be transforming. Change can be challenging, but it can also be exciting as you witness your own beautiful transition into a new you. Butterflies are messengers from the fairy realm, so if you see a butterfly, be aware of what's going on for you in your life, or what you were thinking when you saw the butterfly. The butterfly can act as a spiritual exclamation mark, highlighting the answer to the questions you asked yourself during this reading or others' questions during the day. Whatever your current circumstances, know that things are changing and transforming for the highest good for all. The fairy of transformation wishes to remind you that change can be more amazing than we can ever imagine when we let go and surrender to the natural changes that occur in our life. The process of transformation can be a beautiful experience. Change and transformation can also have a ripple effect on those around us. Sometimes people resist change, making it unpleasant and painful experience. So when they see you willingly transform with love and trust and grace, maybe they'll have a super positive effect on their personal experience to transform as well. This fairy tells you which parts of yourself and your life are ready to transform. So allow her to lead, and trust and follow and flow, that all is well. Organic, much love to you all. I'm going to go back to my doggies. Right on. Yeah. The only way out, SS is forward. But SS says forward. I know what you mean, though. Yeah. Dawn, I'd be at work. Not here. If I was in my old world, I'd rather be here. Creatrix, through the struggle, we create beauty. Fourth wall. Miss Jiffy, peanut butter, and people's beautiful faces. Rar, good. Tears. Needed to hear that. I love you, Dawn. Yeah. And I can say that, yeah, the ripple effect of you know what I mean? And he sees the ripple effect when you go into the live streams and stuff and you're sharing, right? And how that helps others with certain things. Be right back, SS? Okay. Dawn, so scared of change. Yeah, it is. It is scary. It's scarier to stay the same, though. Nothing can stay the same, right? It's like that thing of you fall in love with somebody and you want them to stay the same. You don't want them to grow, right? You don't want them to grow, to know more about themselves, to learn more and more. And why wouldn't you want somebody to grow? Is because you're afraid you're going to lose them if they grow. Instead of wanting to evolve with someone, right? All of it. Most people that are resisting change don't even like what they're doing. Like, it's a whole other level. Like, when you love what you're doing and your reality gets stripped from you, that's fucked, guys, right? But when you already hate what you're doing, when you don't already enjoy it, and the change could be, like, it can only benefit everyone. If you work somewhere and there's 10 other people that work in that building, and your energy going in and out of that building every day, you think you're high vibe when you don't like what you're doing? You're only high vibe if you're faking it till you make it, because you know you're getting something better, and it's getting better, and it's getting better, and you're almost out of there. Because otherwise, you're the energy vampire, right? How people want to say everybody else is a narcissist and everybody else is this. Well, shit, if you're showing up at work and spending your energy saying bad fucking shitty things, or thinking bad things about your boss, or thinking you don't make enough money, or all the bad thoughts, it's not other people who are creepy. It's you, right? It's us. It's us. That's what disclosure is, the bitch slap. It doesn't matter. Like, ultimately, all the programs and shit, it's like every individual doing the stuff that they do without pleasure, right? Dawn. The interview will put my story international. I can't go back once the story is told. That gave me shivers everywhere, Dawn. Assess. It's natural to be fearful of change. Change is good, and change is constant. Yep. Fourth wall, reality has been hijacked. My fear is by what? And then assess your view of it. But ultimately, fourth wall, whether reality has been hijacked is not what's important anymore. Once you know that part, where are you meant to focus your energy? Like, right? Exactly. The fear is the enemy. Quieting the mind. Meditation as a commitment, the need for silence, peace within despite outer conditions, letting go of the monkey mind and mindfulness. Fourth wall, but are we truly in control? No. No. No, we're not. And that's it. We're not in control. Nobody. Surrender. Allow other people to live how they are, right? Control. That's a big word. The river doesn't control its flow. Right, fourth wall? The river is flowing. If a rock gets thrown into the river, what does the river do? Does the river stop because it's like, hey, somebody threw a rock in here. Wait. Stop. No. The river keeps flowing around, over top, right? All of that. The branches are going to get thrown in our way. The rocks can get thrown in our way all the time. But ultimately, yes. The rocks, we do have control of what we choose, right? Is The Rock going to be like, you're ultimately like, oh my God. Good one, Dawn. Rivers controlled by the banks. Yeah. But here's the thing, even spirituality. I almost puked on Black Friday. I didn't even go on the internet a lot. Why? Because if we're in a paradigm where spirituality and people who are spiritual gurus and mentors and whatever they want to call them, label themselves, are having Black Friday deals the same way that reality is, don't you tell me you're not in a fucking matrix, perpetuating the matrix when you're like blowing off your spiritual sessions for the same fucking pimping off the same way as Walmart is pimping off TVs, right? If everything spiritual is just a ripple effect of the same fucking thing of the matrix, where's anything different? All these high-end names and these people saying like Black Friday deals and come get your reading and go buy my book at half off. I didn't see no motherfuckers saying like, hey, you know what I mean? Here's some giveaways for people instead. Like, do the opposite. Society says go consume on Black Friday. Spiritual people give away on that day. Is how it should be, right? Doesn't that make sense? Yes, SS. Control is an illusion. Dawn, thanks for the card and the cleansing tears. You're welcome. Exactly, SS. We're only truly in control of ourselves and nothing else. And then within ourselves, we also have to allow for certain types of surrender during certain moments all the time. Trace, our thoughts can bring reality too. I believe they completely do. And so that's why within the paradigm of just, certain not enough thoughts are thinking at the same frequency sustained, right? To change the reality. Fourth wall, I like being in control. What's driving our future now? Love. Love is, right? Love. John, we only have control of how we react to our surroundings. Yeah, it says, cannot control others. Trace, I used to be a control freak. Yeah, I've dabbled in that myself as well, believe me, completely. SS, only us and others who do the same. In this way, we make good examples for others. Yeah. Yeah. The best we can do is try, eh? Like, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying. It's about, at the end of the day, right? Kindness matters. All day, all the time. Not just once a year. Not just because somebody told you to. Not just because you're doing it because other people are seeing, right? It's especially when nobody sees what's inside your heart and mind, what you're actually thinking, right? That's the stuff that's actually super important. Créatrix, let your intent be in control.
Ow.
Fourth wall, reality is beyond our control. It has begun to malfunction out of control. Depends what part of reality you want to say. The Matrix part of reality, movies, the news, consumerism, everything that has to do with stuff that doesn't actually exist is out of control. Nature isn't actually out of control, right? Trace trying to tell everything what to do and not do, even things, not just people. Bonjour, Jelly Jungle. Salut Geneviève, hope you're having a great day. I am. Welcome in. He's gonna blue you if you wanna like press on anybody's channel. You can find peeps. Want to share anything? You can. I popped in on one of your videos, I think, well, on your live stream. I think it was this morning. I only stayed a few minutes, though, and I didn't imprint myself because I wasn't feeling chatty. I was sewing at the time. Dawn, managing a multi-million dollar jewelry store was a great for my control issues I had. No kidding, eh? Exactly, SS. It's your reality. You control that as much as you can, but know that some things are uncontrollable. And that's why I stop my magical practices and I prefer to flow with the universe. Same. Yeah, you'll notice that Blue sent me, wish sticks and manifestation sticks. You see that they're all locked up, right? It's not for lack of respect for her gifts. And, we'll see what happens in my reality if I ever choose to use this. But it's like I said, I would like this to make a wish for someone else, not even for myself per se, right? So maybe this will be passed on, one, I don't know. But you see, it's sealed. I don't make wishes of certain things. I trust in the universe. I really do. I've been told for years to manifest certain things, and it's like, but I'm not guided to manifest that. You can have a bunch of ideas of what I should do with my fucking life, but nothing inside of me is there yet or meant to do that, because otherwise I'd be doing it, right? Firthwell, who has noticed reality changes accelerated in 2016? I think everybody's dates and timelines are probably different, fourth wall. But I would say as somebody who already had an awareness of much, that for the collective, it amped up in 2016 for many people to be able to see it, feel it more. But it was already, right? Dawn, 2016 was a bug year for me. Big year for you? SS, people accelerate. Big, not bug. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because at first it was like, I said bug year, thinking, oh, did you see lots of bugs? And then it's like, I think it was big year. Boom, fourth wall. I observed the human skull change 8 times in 2017. Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's still not done yet. There's going to be much more evolution. Yeah, I can see myself fourth wall in 2017. And I'm taking pictures of myself because my body is shifting so much. And instead of me feeling like, I'm pushing 40 and I'm getting old and shit, I'm like, holy fuck, what's happening to me? Am I, you know what I mean? Like, why are people looking at me like this all the time? Like, what the fuck, right? And like, I'm not getting older. I'm like going, right? And so, like, whoa. When you felt, those of us that actually felt our heart shift, right? When the heart went from where it was to boom, center, right? My ribs aren't even the same as they used to be. Sagittarian sun evoluting. Evoluting. Yeah, the cheekbones. Sickening. I'm not sure what you mean by sickening. Dawn, I moved to the country in 2018 and family thought I was nuts to get away from people. Now I'm the one that has the cool house. Karma. I love it. Yeah. Assess fear. Physical aspects change. It's the spirit that endures. Trace, exactly, eh? Some people didn't understand when I said my chest is shifting. Yeah. I never even talked about it, Trace. You know what I mean? I never did. Yes, fourth wall, we have. We've shifted into another world. Yeah, we're already there. It's people's veils that need to be lifted or come down and be able to see, because everything's already here. It says some hearts are on the left and some are in the middle. I don't grasp that. You know what I mean? Heart center is heart center. And what would it mean if it's still on the left? Right? Heart center is heart center. Trace, I decided to only tell those few people I'm crazy. Well, I guess I am. No, we're not. Fourth wall, the cheekbones are handles now. I can't help but giggle at that. SS is just a physical trait. It makes no difference where it is. It works the same. But I beg to differ. It matters on a whole other level. Our whole atmosphere, the whole everything's changing, right? So how we breathe, there's a reason, you know what I mean? Like our DNA is completely shifting and changing. So those whose bodies are not, in alignment with what the new world needs for a body to be able to breathe, can't make it through. It can't make it through. People won't need to be vaccinated for their hearts to not be able to pump a certain way if they don't choose to be of an open heart. The heart needs to be completely open. There's no bypassing that, right? Fourth wall, the human skull was solid before. SS, left or middle can still be open. Yep. Go the distance. Card number 47. The checker flag. It doesn't matter what else is, all the sand and the checker flag is what stands out to me the most. I know the flag's not even really big, but it's like huge and it's waving for me. Go the distance, endurance, strength, and the long haul. To bring your dream to life, you must think long term. Pay attention to the fluctuations and the currents of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. Relationship message. You are either in or calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. A better for worse kind of relationship where you ride the ups and downs and even strain and break yourself and then you're remade into new growth. You're being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to the overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't this magnificent?
Making like 30 leaves is tedious.
Tedious.
And like I'm not just making stick shapes. I have to like make do.
You can do it. 30 leaves.
I have like 10 going up. I don't know. I was just guessing 30.
Okay.
Maybe more. Hold on.
Protection message. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing's happening? So then when you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips and sunburned skin and mirages? But there's more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits and tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You're learning how to conserve your strength. And in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Listen to the call of your soul, because it will never lead you astray. This is an important time for letting go of what is not important. The holes above the cheeks weren't there? Yep. And again, I would say that it's for the circulation of how the air needs to come through within the paradigm that we're, manifesting. I'm not part of the lower world, right, at Firth Wall, and I dip down for what I do, to be in 3 and 4D, but that stuff doesn't affect me. Like it's not part of my reality. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean? Okay, I'm going to do that thing where I move around. I'm either going to come back and maybe have a little bit more to go, or I'm going to be done. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh.
I was going to make a cap and then I realized I'm going to but then I realized I don't have enough clay for that and that I can't.
At Breakfast Place already almost gone?
Yeah.
Where's all the stuff? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
All the other random stuff. Yeah. Whoa. That's gorgeous. Did you get to paint it?
yeah. So I'll just try to keep dry.
Creatrix, we love you. Right on. You guys going for breaks too? Dawn's gonna get a refill. She's gonna get Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I need to actually do something. I'm gonna wash my hands a bit.
Yes, fourth wall.
Time for an update.
Nice. I studied human anatomy in '89 and it definitely has changed. Yeah. But it's for a greater good. That's the thing. Our bodies are evolving. Fourth wall, Elon Musk didn't exist in my old world. But here is the question, fourth wall. Does Elon Musk actually exist in your world right now? And what do I mean by that? Does he actually exist in your world? If you choose to not put any fucking attention to him at all, right? Does he exist in your world? Right?
Can I show it?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously it is not, the back is not going to be done. It's just plain.
She's running out of...
No, I just
Mama needs to go get more clip.
I just didn't want to do the back.
Well, you can actually polish it off after, and then you'll be able to see what's in there. So it's actually a good idea to not have it back.
I did the divine thing. Those leaves are taking forever. I think I'm done. I'm gonna add a few. And then a window in the bushes. I think there's going to be more here, but I don't know.
It's beautiful. It's actually a sink, too. I'll show you later when I'm done. Catrix, where you say, who is Elon Musk? In a way, exactly. Truly, the only reason I know about certain people is because other people talk about them so fucking much that it doesn't matter if they're not a part of my reality, they still seep in, right? SS, Elon is doing the best he can. I would say Elon is the best distraction ever. Let's put some rich fucker, like, you know, having little tantrums and doing stuff and being a cocky little egotistical fucker at Twitter, and like it's a show. It's a show no matter what. It's a distraction, right? How many fucking Elon memes and memes or whatever the fuck are like, or just like, you know, articles and videos there are in the last couple of months. It's us choosing to put our attention towards him. It's working. The distraction of him being everywhere and, you know, firing people and putting his little cocky, like, little fucking quotes on Twitter and, you know, is he, you know, ultimately, he's a part of the distraction no matter whether he is doing good or bad. It's still a distraction. Right? Yeah, Trace, Jeff Bezos smart cars on the moon. Exactly. But see what kind of world we live in where people who have money are doing such ridiculous shit and you know, here we are and it's like, okay, there's fucking homelessness everywhere, but let's not fucking, you know, all of it. It's so fucking fucked. Fourth wall, Elon has been invented. And SS says, in a way, you are right, fourth wall. You say he's cool, though. See, I don't know enough about him to be cool. I know that he's got fucking, you know, stakes in my land here, right? So there's a little part of me that keeps a little eye on that little fucker because he's got fucking stakes in my land, right? Place butt fuck nowhere that nobody gave a shit about. He's got his fucking little fucking nose in it, right? So yeah. Ugh. Ugh. what kind of world we're in where, I don't even grasp it. Exactly, Dawn. It's all a distraction. Yeah. Yeah, I don't call anybody names. If I choose to, I'll do it in my own way, but I don't call names. Dawn, a distraction to keep us from bettering ourselves. Well, there's a lot of drama involved in all the Twitter stuff as well. So whether, the goodness of let's stop censoring people, but it doesn't have to be done as dramatically as it's being done as well, right? There's a lot of dick waving going around, and people either see it or they don't. Yeah. That way. Hey, dude. If all is an illusion, what are we alluding to? High five, everyone. Love you all. SS says, who is the elite? We are the elites. We are the illuminated ones. Unless I'm heavily guided and it's like, no, there's something else. This is going to be the last card. Card number 5 and 6. 5 and 6 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Spider Spirit. Make your dreams real. Weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention. And then Spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and Spirit will take 10 towards you. For the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. Spider Spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with Spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of senses, where they take form. The action you need to take is to be clear about your intentions, then act as if you have become the one that lives the life you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful patterns you set into motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you might be considering. Writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is a time when inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative and tangible. Creative projects are successful now, so if you're so inclined, let yourself be open to abundance. I saw something by Elon once where he says, yeah, I just sit there all day, and that's how I made my money. And then he spoke about how disciplined he is, how his imagination is constantly working to bring stuff into reality. So, whether he is good or bad, he's of source, just like everybody else, right? The outcome and what we're choosing with it, right? Creative projects are successful now, if you're so inclined. So let yourself be open to abundance. Indeed, right? In the next days and weeks and months even, start looking at, really, are people just talking all the time, or are we actually co-creating or creating anything? right? Because the energy that's wasted in going to like try to figure out like hours and hours of research of if the earth is flat or to go fight about it in a fucking live stream and all that, it's not serving anybody, guys, right? Write a song about it. Make vids. Like, do something. Because all the yapping is what's keeping us in the loop, right? Where's the actual co-creating? Where's the actual gathering? Where's the actual momentum of things being made to make the world a better place instead of like wanting it to be like it was before or waiting to see what the elite and what's next going to happen, right? That's important. You're welcome, Trace B. Thanks for participating. I appreciate you, honey. Anybody who chose to speak today, thank you. When I look at my, I don't really look at my stats per se. I just take a quick glimpse, but my chat rate is pretty much 0 for the last month and a half. What that means that the chat rate is that I'm holding the line of talking the most. Well, I'm always talking, but that there's not momentum coming from the chat compared to when I'll look at chat rates and when there's a constant 3 or 4 or 5 people talking all the time. So that's beautiful in itself. It means people are passing through, observing, choosing not to talk, and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But thanks to those who choose to comment, because I don't stream by myself to just look at myself talk. I'll make a vid, right? Otherwise, when I stream, it is to have a platform for people who are coming in, be seen, find each other, what we feel like talking about that day, and all of that. So thanks to those, who sustain to be putting any kind of, communication, because otherwise the streams wouldn't be able to float, right? Might I, do something completely different and steer it around? Sure. But that's not what's guided of me, right? My guidance is to come here and to open it for whoever, whatever. Roar, secret soul, I'm listening. Much love and many blessings to all. Roar, thank you. Yeah, and I'm seeing the higher perspective of why there's many people coming through, whether you guys stay or whether just the listening. And one of the things that's been coming through as the messages for a long time in the cards is, listen more, speak less. So there's a beauty to those who are choosing to listen, and I see it now, right? Because I used to be scared. I used to feel yucky by the more people watch, but nobody's actually talking or not a lot, made me uncomfortable. Whereas now I see the different perspective of it, right? I've grown into the other perspective of understanding why the silence can be golden and the energy, how. Anyways, I don't know if that makes sense because I'm starting to ramble because I'm getting hungry, and I think I've been streaming for a couple hours now. Have a good afternoon, evening, guys.